everyone. We're having technical difficulties. We couldn't figure out why we weren't going live, and it was simply because we hadn't pressed the button. There we are. We are live. So there you go. You'll get your comments down the side. Yep. Do you have yours on yours? Dali's going to be doing the comments today. Let me just check that she's got it. Oh, that's in your announcements, so that's always going to come up first.
Can't see it. I'll check with Paul.
So I'm gonna see. I'm on Dali's Facebook, so I'm just gonna make sure that she can actually get into this. I wonder if I can share this with you somehow.
Maybe it's on my timeline, not on Dali Out Market.
Paul, can you share the link to the live video?
I got it.
You got it? Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, I got it.
Hi, Janet. How are you? You see the comment?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Janet. Hi, Paul. How are you guys doing? We're a bit dark. Oh, it's because it's on my laptop. Let me see if I can do something about that. Give me a minute.
Do you want to switch the light? Was it better without the lights on last time because of the daytime?
No, these are the lights we always have.
Hi, Janet. How are you? See the comment? Yeah. How Trevor's doing?
Hi, Janet. Hi, Paul. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Joe.
We're a bit dark. Oh, it's because it's on my laptop. Let me see if I can do something about that. Give me a minute. Do you want to go stand there? It's just a blank screen.
Hi, it's just me. My sister's just going to look at some lighting. It actually looks all right on my laptop, Pingo.
Does it?
Oh, looks fine. Yeah. So, I hope you're all well and you're staying safe. We're going to be starting just shortly with Pip's going to be doing the journal page today. So I hope you can join us and I hope you can follow us and I hope you can see what we're doing. It's a lovely sunny day here today. So I think it's gardening in the afternoon, but let's have a really nice time crafting for this hour. All right, I'll speak to you in a second. I'm just going to see what Pip's up to. Oh, she's trying to get some more lighting going, she says. Yeah. So there we go. It's because it's so bright here. So it's fine on here, Pip. It's fine on here. It's great. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, we're working on the lighting. Hi everyone, I'm back. 3, 2, 1, and we are live from Canada from the Shock Art Resident. The two sisters, often imitated, never duplicated. Trying to be funny now. Okay, so we're 4 minutes in. It is exactly 10 o'clock. And, lots of comments. Hi, Trevor. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Groove. Paul. Now, Janet's not made your tag from last week yet. Okay. Can you turn the sound off on your device?
I have already.
Okay, she's turned it off, Paul. Okay.
It's all off. Everything's off.
Okay, thank you, hon. I'm not going to worry about that now because I keep worrying about the comments. He's giving a hands up there. Okay, come on up here, little one.
Oh, okay.
This is my mug today, courtesy of Simply Scrapbooking in Prince George, a local business. Please support them too. We're all going through this together. Shop local, shop small business. I can't adult today. This is a cup from
It's
them.
every day, it's not just today.
Okay, well, why don't you...
I'm going to try and help with all the comments, so please post lots of questions. Please ask lots of difficult ones so that I can be challenged today.
You're
And,
nuts.
go on, I'm going to let it start because I know you're lot waiting.
Okay, no, you're supposed to show your box. That's why I called you up here, you silly girl.
Okay.
Because today we're working with
both sets of papers.
both sets of papers. We're going to be working with the Journal Through India papers, and then I used Dali's Dream Up the Magical Things on my sample right here. So I just wanted to show you how versatile these papers are. So let's show them your box you made.
Okay, so this is the box I made. This is just using whoops. I haven't even been drinking yet. So let's show you. That's the box. That's just one A4 sheet printed onto copier paper. Got the box from a little charity shop in Canada. And all I've done is I put some wooden buttons, if you can see that, some wooden buttons and a little cog and a little gem on top. And that's all I've done. And then I've used the Pentart Decor paints to just give that a finish. So it's a really simple project, but very effective because the papers, I suppose.
Yeah, and you got like a chalky matte finish to this. Is that the decor?
Yeah, that's the Decor Soft Touch.
That's juniper green. It's my favourite. I recognise it.
So hopefully you like that and you can all replicate that. And that's from the Digital Dream of the Magical Things. So that's my little contribution for today. There will be another contribution from me later for next week. So keep posted and we will be showing you and sharing that with you at the end. So
at the end, so don't
forget.
At the end.
That's it.
Okay,
So I'm going to let you play.
Okay, I'm going to play. I get to play today. Dali got to play last week. I don't know if I can keep up to her standard as well as she did, but we will give it a try. Now, what are we going to be doing? So when I initially, those who got the kits to follow along or got the kits and will watch this later, you were given a choice of the digital papers. Now, most of you got the Dream one because you thought it was more appropriate. You wanted to have the saying at the front. Because I've already done this cover and I've actually started my journaling in it, this is a journal page we're going to create today. Because I've already done that, I'm going to use my Journal Through India digital papers to do the demo for the front cover. Okay, so what you need is any thank you. Oh, Joseph, we do beautiful work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so it's just a regular writing book that I just picked up. You can get these here in Canada.
You don't need to worry about the comments, sweetie.
Oh, yes, that's right. I don't need to worry about the comments. If I don't say hi or don't talk to anybody or say anything, I'm not ignoring you. Dali's taken over. Thank you, Dali. I'm really bad because I want to be in control of everything. So it's just a dollar store book that I brought. And those who purchase a kit will have one of these in their kits also sitting at home. The other thing is, like I said, I'm going to just switch up the papers today from my sample and I'm going to use the Journal Through India. Now, all I've got on here is 2 pieces of paper that one I printed borderless, one I didn't print borderless, so I'll chop off the sides of that in a minute. And they're just 2 A4 sheets. No, they're letter size, Canadian letter size, so slightly maybe different. 8.5 inches one way, 11 inches the other way. Dali, could you get my paper cutter, please? Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to decide where you're going to put this piece of paper on your book. So you just want to, you do want it flush, either to the top or bottom if you want to save yourself some cutting. If not, you can just glue it down and we can take the X-Acto knife and take it off. So I'm going to bring the camera down now And what we're going to do is we are going to start. So first of all, I'm just going to paper cut the sides of my paper first. So let me do that. So if you guys have your own scrapbooking paper there, or your own digital paper, or your own downloads, try and see your book, and if you're following along, how you would like to place it on the front. Now, these digital downloads, although they can be downloaded onto any type of paper, I have actually only done mine on your regular copy paper that you get in regular, photocopying machines and printer machines. There's nothing fancy. I prefer it thin. The application is a lot easier because the book does have folds in it on its spine, and I don't want it to buckle or anything. Okay, thank you, my trusty assistant. Okay, let's get this party started. What you are going to need to start is your trusty brush. Okay, let's go. Okay, here we go.
Lots of people watching, lots of comments.
Awesome. So the first thing that you're going to do is, if you've just got some old wax paper, or if you've just got some old, parchment paper. Actually, when we do the inside, we'll be putting this inside. So if you want to go grab that, you can. Just something old, just to protect your book. But we don't need it quite yet, in a moment. So, regular glue. I just buy a big pot of glue. It's just a kind of multimedia craft glue. It holds 28 pounds per square inch, so it's a really good glue. And let's have a look whereabouts I would like to have this. So I don't want to lose the focus of that flower. I do want it to show that there's a flower. So maybe a flower and a stem like that. Maybe I'll do like that. See, that's what happens. Then I get really fussy about how I want it. So maybe we'll do it about here. Okay, so all you're gonna do is you just, oh, sorry, pardon me, don't use your glue, this glue isn't for this. You want you, live TV. You want your matte decoupage, matte medium, because we're decoupaging the paper down. The glue would be too thick and it would buckle the paper. The glue is actually for a little bit later. So you're going to come in and you're just going to put your decoupage, your matte medium onto it. Let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow for those of you who have the kit and are following along. Or you can always, as Janet said, you can watch and play later. So it's got comments coming up on here, so I'm just going to get rid of those. And then
it's good, and we've got lots of people joining us, and I'm hoping some of them are doing some step-by-step with you. Why did you choose that paper, Pip?
I just wanted a different paper because it's just so bright, and I thought it just would look so nice sitting on a shelf somewhere, in a bedroom, or as, just like a complimentary piece or a statement piece. Now, I'm not doing any cutting. If you notice, I've left a lip on this side. And what we're going to do with that lip is that we are just going to wet that down a little bit. I have a lack of brushes here. I think I've got 2 brushes. No, I'll just use this one here.
Get your second one.
And we're just going to do a nice little tear down. So I'm just wetting the side of the paper, and we're going to be tearing that off. Because I want to give it like a tone effect. Okay, so that when it wraps round, you see you've got that nice tone effect there. Okay, so next what you're going to do, thank you, I can hear Mum doing her meditation. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to come in with this one, and again we're going to leave a flap. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this one ahead of time because it'll be easier for me to play with it. So again, just some water down the side. These papers are so vibrant and they're just so springy. So again, we're just trying to give it a little bit of a tear down the side to give it kind of that jagged edge. And also, it just looks really pretty on the spine. I'll show you on the other book. You know what I mean by that? You've got like two different colored papers that just kind of weave into each other there. Okay, so moving on, let's decoupage this. Make sure you have enough left over so that the other paper can cross over it. Okay, so about there seems about right. So we are going to start gluing down here using the decoupage, or if you show Mod Podge or whatever, bad word, that would work too. Line that up. Make sure you got enough to go down the side, and then just keep coming down through the back. Now, beauty of the Facebook's lives is if you want to watch and do this later, as Janet mentioned last week, then that's okay too. So it's always nice to be able to take your own time to do this too. Okay, so now we have that. Now, what I did in my next step was I actually went ahead and glued down on the back here what side I wanted, which one I wanted to cover the top. But before you do that, make sure where the book opens, your paper is creased in, because if you don't, then that's going to start pulling. So make sure you got that paper nice and creased in, and you want to do that on both sides. Just crease it through, just like that. Okay, so I want this one at the top. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the bottom one through first. Now, if you find an easier way to do this, be my guest and let me know. But basically, we're going to be removing the bottom part of this right here in a moment. So you want to bring that up nice and tight. Okay. And then depending on how far that lip goes, you want to bring some over the top. These papers, I'm telling you, they're just so pretty.
Thank you.
That they work with just about anything. Okay, so there we have it. I'm just going to see if I can't move this back a little bit so you can get a little bit more light.
Better?
Okay.
It's okay, it looks all right for mine.
Oh, okay.
I'm keeping an eye on it.
No, I just have to remove them when they come on because I can't see what I'm doing. So here we have it now. So here we have it now, where we've kind of done down the side of the back of the spine. And as you can see, it's so seamless, and it does actually look still like one cohesive piece. Okay? So now what you're going to do is get your cutting mat, and this is relatively dry. And you're just going to cut around and cut off the excess pieces that you have, okay? So that's all I'm doing. Just cutting up the excess pieces. You just keep working around until you've got them all off. Now this one obviously I didn't put on straight because I can see I've got my paper right here. Yeah.
You've got your mat. Do you need the mat?
Make sure that they are dry because otherwise what you'll do, you'll tear it a little bit just like I did there, but that's okay because all you gotta do is go in with a bit of glue there. And I'll come and chop that little bit off later. I did it there too. So make sure that they're dry. If you want to give it a quick blast, be my guest. Okay, so continuing on, the gratification of doing this is instantaneous when you see once the cover is on. It feels like, wow, I just did that. But really all you're doing is, I mean, the papers, I think, speak for themselves, Sally.
Thank you.
Okay. And you can tidy this up after. That's not a problem. There we go. So now if you've got any bits that you want to touch up, like I need a bit more glue right here, matte medium, then just come in and do that now. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing.
All good.
Put that down.
Simply watching and enjoying it.
And we got that down there. And we should give you a look of what this looks like. Just after I make sure it's all glued down, and it is. So the next part, once you've done that and cleaned it all up,
Do you need to help with anything?
is everybody that's following along okay? So let me show you what that looks like. Oh, just one moment. Let me just show you what that looks like already. So you can see that.
So lots coming in.
Okay, so you're ready. If you just wanted to even use this as a book to put down on your tabletop or your coffee table, that's just so pretty. So I've got my big flower here, and then I've got my little flower that follows there. I can put any sentiment that I want right here. Now, I'm not going to do this right now, but what you do want to do, just because of interest of time, what you want to do is come in with your decoupage matte medium, and you're going to want to do a thin layer over your book, okay, on the front and on the back. And the reason you're going to do that is because if you get any water on this, or if you spill something on this, or when you're working, if you're going to use it as a journal like I did to create in, you want to protect it as much as you can. Now, you can do that right at the end when you've filled in and done the journal page with me today. It's not like something that has to be done right away, but I encourage you to go over with your decoupage matte medium to protect your cover back and front. Okay, so now in terms of the inside, the first thing that we're going to do is we are just going to come in and we're just going to protect the rest of our pages. You're not going to always need this. I just like to do it as a rule of thumb. I like to keep the first page blank, simply because if somebody wants to write something on there, then they can. So I'm going to turn that page over and we're not going to use it. Now, this is where your glue comes in handy. What we're going to do, we're just going to take a few pages and we're just going to glue them together just to give it some strength, if you will. I'm not too worried about anything seeping through, but I like to have my pages just a little bit straight because some reading books are going to have thicker pages. These ones aren't very thick, So for me, it's important that I have at least 2 glued together. So again, this is just regular glue. Don't need anything special for this part. It was just the front part for the decoupaging purposes, and because I wanted you to make sure your pages are protected. So we've got that down. And one more. And this book is called Flamingo. I've no idea. It's a Fee McKee mystery. And for all those who I dropped the delivery of kits yesterday, I have no idea what your books will have in them. But I remember I was doing a class, the Secret Book Workshop, with some of the local clients here. And as they were cutting out the middle of the book to make their secret compartments, there were some very bad words in the book. And it was funny, but I just felt so bad. They were words that I would never use. It was very, very bad. And that book from the dollar store, like the pound shop equivalent. And I'm thinking, like, kids go in that store. But anyway, so now that we have this done, our next step is what we're going to do. We're actually going to put this aside for a minute. Okay, we're going to put this aside for a minute. This actually belongs here. We're going to put this aside for a minute. So let this dry. And one of the things I had asked you to have was just good old tissue paper. We have tissue paper right here. Okay, so just tissue paper. So this is just, again, from like the pound shop dollar store. You get 10 sheets for $1.20. Now, note, there's a shiny side to it, and then there's a rough side to it. Okay, a shiny side, and a rough side. And you want to stamp on the rough side. At least your main stamp. If you're using a sentiment, it will have to be on the shiny side. It will be reversed. So that's the only time you're going to stamp on the shiny side, and it takes quite a while for it to dry. Okay, so I have turned mine onto my rough side. So those of you who, again, have the kit and have the stamp, all you're going to do is that you are going to stamp out your flowers, whichever ones you want to use. Maybe a butterfly. I'm using my big flower here. I don't know where it went. Yeah, it's one of these. It's probably in the stamp holder. The stamp holder. Oh, I was missing some of my stamps. Somebody's eaten my stamps. So what you're going to do, you're going to stamp on the rough side, and all I've used is VersaFine. I don't know if using StazOn would make a difference. I don't know if anybody wants to let me know. If I had used StazOn, would that, or StazOn, would that make a difference? So basically, you're just going to come in and do some nice stamped images on your tissue paper. So there you go. So you can see how nice that looks. Again, on the reverse side. I'm dealing with allergies here today. You can leave some space in between them. Okay, so you have that. And then maybe I'll do about 3. 3 is always a nice number. Did you find how she's such a sweetheart? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. What a sweetheart. Okay. Just going to do a few more different images. So I was just posing the question, Dali. If I use StazOn or StazOn, or however you pronounce that ink, would it dry and I could go over it? Because this let dry. I'm going to blow my nose now.
Some people in the UK don't know what the dollar store is.
It's a pound shop.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry
Stop
about my
sniffing,
nose there.
kids.
I know it's allergies and I don't want to stop, but I imagine it's very annoying for everybody to listen to me sniffing away. So when you have enough of these images, thank you, Paul. He's keeping me in check, Paul is. When you have enough of these images, then you can stop. I'm just doing a few extra. I just love. This was, I think, one of my very first stamp collections we had on Create and Craft. It's the Floral Abundance stamp set. Right there. I think you have them on sale now, don't you, now?
We do. Yeah, Paul's got them on sale. I think they're only $3.99.
They're only $3.99.
Or $7.
And we're on rings here in Canada too. And then the other stamp I'm using, which was also one of my first stamps, was Braver Stronger. But the sentiment I'm using out of it is inhale the future, exhale the past. I mean, this is beautiful too. I might actually end up using this, collect moments, not things. Maybe I'll use that just to make it a little bit different than my other one. So that's missing on it. It's missing on my actual stamp. So we'll stick with inhale the future, exhale the past. Oh my God, not prepared whatsoever. Okay, now I'm just gonna cut this little piece out. I'm such a little miser because I hate wasting stuff. So I don't want to ruin the path. So as long as you got a few images on your tissue paper here, and then remember what I said about the sentiment. The sentiment is going to have to be basic on the shiny side. So now.
It stays on VersaFine. Cindy was asking if it comes in different colours, and I was just saying yes, it does. It comes in many different colours.
The VersaFine?
And the stays on.
Yeah, I have the VersaFine in like a gorgeous brown color too, like a really nice brown color. But it does come in many other colors. So we're just doing the stamping of exhale the past and inhale the future. But I'm going to do it in 2 bits because I'm going to be tearing this. I'm just going to come up to the future on one side. And let's see how that works.
It's nice to see the stamps Deborah's saying from both, seeing them both in the UK and Canada.
Oh yes, yes.
Because a few people have purchased these, or more than a few, many moons ago.
Many moons ago. I know, it feels like forever that it was literally 2 years ago when I came out with them. No? I think it was about 2 years ago. Now I'm going to do the half here. And we are going to do exhale the past in case I don't get it right over on this side. Okay, so there we have it. So now what we're going to do, so what you have here is on the shiny side, I have the writing. There's no reason for that gap. It was in case I messed up. You have the writing. And on the other tissue paper, you have all your different images. If you're not using this stamp, any other image. Now, you want to just set this aside, and we're going to let this dry off a little bit. Now we're going to go back to our book. And this is where the fun is going to begin now. Okay? So, I'm just going to give this a very quick coat with primer. Okay?
Hopefully everybody's getting a hello, and I'm trying to follow the comments before Pip sacks me.
I'm sure Paul will keep you on task. I sent Paul a message this morning. Can you keep Dolly on task? She's on the comments. So all we're going to do here is we're just going to come in very, very just quick thin layer of the primer paste. And that's just Pentart gesso. So any primer paste or gesso you have in white is great. And I'm coming in with thin layer because you don't want it overly thick, and also so that it can dry. At home you can go in a lot thicker if you like, if you want it really like super white. I'm not worried about having it super white. So what's everybody been up to?
Good question.
Don't worry about the flamingo road showing through here. Everything's said and done, we'll make sure that we've covered it. Or whatever title that you have in your book, which I hope is appropriate titles. I didn't check the books when I dropped them off. Okay, that's all you need to do, a very quick primer. Nothing fancy, nothing, oh my God, I gotta get every little nook and cranny. It's just really to give it a quick coating. Okay, so I'm gonna give that a quick blast.
Not good. It's not good. You know, I can never see it back. Don't laugh. He's laughing at me.
No, I'm watching reading for his comments. Oh, she's not watching your comments. I had to nudge her.
That's not true.
What are you drinking in that bottle? That's what I want to know.
It's literally.
Okay, so when that's nice and dry a little bit. Okay, so I hope everybody's following and it's not going too fast. Now this is where the fun part comes in, and Dali, I'm probably going to need you to race out and clean my stencil for me. So the stencil that I'm using, albeit it looks a little bit tatty and torn here, is Blossom Dreams, I think, Dali. This is one of my stencils. It actually goes with my Layla stamp.
Yes.
She has the stamp also has these beautiful blossoms in it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, before we start stenciling, we are going to go back to our tissue paper, which now should be nice and dry. Okay? So it's a little bit of back and forth, but as you watch over this, the only reason I'm going a bit back and forth so I can do it almost like a step-by-step tutorial. Typically, I would probably do all my stamping first and then start on my book. You're going to just basically tear around this. Don't cut around it because it just doesn't look very nice when you actually glue it down there. And
Is it hard to stamp onto one?
No, not at all. It's beautiful to stamp on, as long as it's not the shiny side.
Yeah, that's good.
And just, these don't have to be perfectly done. I'm just taking some, I'm just taking some water here and just going around the stamped tissue images. Okay? And then all you're going to do is just going to come in and you're just going to gently tear around. Now don't worry about if the image tears or anything like that. It's really not going to matter in the big picture. So you can do all of them, you can do some of them. It's entirely up to you how you want to do this. And you're just basically tearing around the image. Tissue paper isn't very fibrous, so it's very giving. And then what you want to do is you just basically want to start placing them on your book where you would like to see them. Just start placing them in different areas, different sections of where you'd like to see them. If you're using other stamps, maybe you have a theme. There's no right or wrong. It's however you want this to kind of look. So there we go. Place one down here. And maybe I might sometimes I like to just not always use a full image. Sometimes it's nice just to use like half an image of something. So once we've glued that down, we can just come cut that off if I choose to keep that flower there. How are we doing for time, darling?
We've got about a good half an hour left, so that's we've already been going for half an hour.
Alrighty. Like I said, normally I would just have these ready cut to go, but I just wanted to show everybody and those that are trying to do it with us. It's kind of hard, isn't it?
Yeah, but it is recorded, so we can.
Yep, so you can come in and watch it. So one more flower, and
we'll upload it to YouTube as well.
Yeah, we can upload it to YouTube. I'm trying to figure out which flower I want to use here. And then don't forget, you're going to have your sentiment in here somewhere too. That's it. For now, I am done with my flowers. I'm not sure where they're going. Let me bring this back over here. So all I'm doing is I'm just trying to place my flowers where I think I would like them in the book. Okay. Now, next step is to get your decoupage, your Pentel decoupage matte medium. And all we're going to do is we're just going to put these down like we would when we're using rice paper. Now, as you can see, because the stamping's on the bottom, it's not going to affect any of our ink. I'll show you in a minute what this looks like. Make sure I've got the right side up, not the shiny side. And that's what happens when you don't pay attention. So I did those two upside down, so they might run, but I'll do these ones correct. So shiny, I can't say that word for the life of me. Shiny side up when you're gluing these down. Shiny side up. I was like, 6 pounds of sausages, please. We used to do that when we were little. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
tongue twister, 6 pounds of sausages, please. So when you stamp on the rough side, glue down with the shiny side facing up. Okay, so I will show you what this looks like. Now, you can do this however you want. Just remember, I'm doing this.
Pat says, I'm so behind flower stamps, no painting done.
We've not got to the painting yet. There you go. So that's all you've done so far, okay? And you can see them. You can't where they're glued down. Okay.
It's all available recorded, so if you get left behind.
Not to worry. And I'm just using a few flowers. I might come in later and do some more. Now, I had my sentiment here somewhere that might have disappeared. So I'm just going to have a look. I'll probably just do Inhale the Future here. We have to be careful with this one because it's not going to be super dry. But I'll probably have that somewhere like that.
Are you doing a slightly different take on your book?
Yeah, you can do a different take. I can come in after the fact and put this down too. I don't even have to have a sentiment, but it'll probably be something to that effect. Okay? Now, the next part that you're going to do is dry this. Okay, once that is dry, I'm just noticing a bit not stuck down here.
Di's joined.
Hi, Di. Okay, so now this is where the stencil comes in. Any stencil will work, and some modeling paste. So what I'm using today is the light modeling paste. If you want even thinner lines, you can use the primer paste. Now I'm going to go thin so that we can get this dried. And basically, I'm just going to work around where my images are that I've put down with the tissue paper. So it doesn't matter what kind of image you use, where you use it, how you use it. But I do like lots of textures, so that's what I'm trying to look for. Now, if you end up going over your flowers, don't worry about it. It all adds. So we'll put a little bit of paste. You just want to come in. Don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. This is more about creating a texture for your paints to run down more than anything. So just go in and do that.
Take that stencil and get a wash for you.
Ooh, Di's gonna wash my stencil. Oh.
We had so much fun yesterday, didn't we? Doing the water feature.
Oh my god!
No,
It took us only
what's happened to your video?
only took us 2 days.
What? Difficult it is. Paused.
So I'm not sure what to do.
Anything.
We could end it and restart it.
I think so. Okay.
Can anybody hear us?
The video crashed. The video crashed. Oh. Probably because everybody's on it. We are having
Okay, I'm going to carry on.
Yeah.
I'm going to carry on.
I can't hear you. No, I don't think. Yeah, technical difficulty.
I wonder. Sorry, I haven't. Let's have a look. Has anybody written anything? Maybe they can see us and we don't think they can see us. So I'm going to carry on. Hi there.
Oh, is this all good?
It's all good. Okay. Is the camera good, Paul? Still fine here. Okay, we've lost all image. So somebody needs to tell me, Paul, if my camera angle is good. So I'm just continuing with the modeling paste light here and just creating texture. Like I said, that one got a bit fuzzy. It doesn't really matter in the big picture because we're just looking to gain some colors in there. So obviously when you're at home, take your time, do what I'm doing and get it all over your fingers.
Right, Jesus, just carry on. I think on their end, it's just you.
Yeah, it's Dali. She must have done something.
Thank you, everybody. Everybody says it's great. Camera's good. So thank you. Thank you for all your positive comments. So thank you very much.
Trying to think where else. Where do I want more stuff?
We're still joining.
Perfect. So we're just going to continue just doing some modeling paste light, not too thick. It's not so much about we're going to really see this modeling paste. It's where the colors are going to go down.
Just time yourself out on the laptop. That's all it's doing.
I think I'm just
You're
done.
done. So we're going to take that to wash.
So Dolly's going to take that to wash. I'll just do a couple more here, Dolly.
our technical guru, Paul, says that it's just basically it's power saving.
It's power saving.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we can adjust that next time.
Yeah.
So you're going to go into drying mode anyway, aren't you?
Okay, that's good enough. Here you go, honey.
Do you want to take the spatula as well?
Yes, I won't need it again.
Okay.
Okay, so basically we've, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here because I can't see anything in my camera screen. So when I'm showing you, I'm not sure if you're seeing it or not, but that's the upside down version. It's got the modelings all over it, okay? So what we're gonna do is just give that a quick blast and then we're gonna put it aside and we're gonna do some more stamping. Okay, so we are going to put this aside, okay? And we are going to do some stamping. And we're going to go back to the same stamps that we used from the Floral Abundance. Excuse me, dropped my X-Acto knife, which is fully open. So,
Deborah says it looks amazing.
thank you. Might look a bit puffy because I took the heat gun to it really close. So we just need maybe 3 or 4 of these that you just want to stamp, and we're going to be fussy cutting these out. Oh, Dali might be fussy cutting these out at this rate.
I don't mind. Keeps me out of trouble.
So maybe 3 of those, but we probably won't need all of them, Dali.
Yeah.
They don't have to be perfect.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, as perfect as you can get them would be nice.
Okay. The beautiful stamps.
I know.
I do love them.
Like stamp so crisp. Do they show? Oh, you don't have video either, do you?
No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm watching you.
Oh, I wonder why I
You do a
don't.
perfect job.
Oh, okay.
It's just yours. Fantastic. Paul's saying he's got 10 minutes because it's his pop time soon. So
Oh dear.
I have to go.
Well, that's not good.
Support. It's not good, is it? Are you going to be? How long are you going to be?
Well, probably about another 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be about 15 minutes.
I think I got the same one here, but that's okay. Okay, even if you can do... So, sorry, everybody. So we have this now with the stamped images. So I'm going to probably take about 2 of these and maybe all of the other ones. So basically, yeah, all you're doing is you're going to be fussy cutting all these out. Okay, so I'm going to mine to Dali. It might be a bit wet. Okay, so now back to our book. Mine is still a little bit wet. So apparently it's pub time in the UK. Oh. Just two of these ones. And then those shortly. It doesn't matter because I can always finish it. Paul's pet peeve when we talk while the heat gun's on.
Oh yeah. Let's talk more.
Yeah, just do a few because we can always finish up after. Okay, now the fun part begins. You're like, oh my god. It's not this labor intensive, like I said. If you do all your stamping first, or do your modeling paste, stenciling, and then go do cutting out your stamps. There is a better way to do this. It's just that I'm trying to do it step by step. So I'm going with two different colors. I have Aqua Colors here by Stamperia, and I've got Medium Mist by Pentart. And all I've got is a red and a aquamarine. And really, all you're doing is you're just going to come in and you are going to just drop color where you did your stenciling. And that's it. I know it doesn't look like much now, but it will. Now, if it's easier, you can use a paintbrush. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to start mushing that around, just like that, and picking up, and then rubbing in elsewhere. So your main focus is where you've actually done your modeling paste. That is your main focus. And the rest, see how you just want to work it in. So you're not really doing too much in the background. And as you can see, you're already starting to build your background. And I used butterflies in my other one. I haven't in this one. And you're just going to do this. Go around your little cherry blossoms. You can keep this as dark as you want. You can go as light as you want. It's all about your brightness. And just mush it in a little bit. And as you can see, the primer paste from the bottom is actually starting to create some texture for you. And then just take your finger, give it a little bit of rub gently, just to create some color on that back page. See how easy is that? And obviously I'm going quite fast here. You don't have to go this fast. And like I said, I just used the two colors in my actual page. I don't know. They're not colors I normally work with, but I wanted to try something different.
Enough, sis?
Oh yeah, that'll work. Whatever you have for me is good. So again, just tap along where you've actually got your modeling paste down. And you start to actually form a darker pattern around where your modeling paste is. And again, I'm going quite fast here. You might want to think it out more than I typically tend to think it out. Get your poppy nice and red. They don't all have to be the same shade. Some can be lighter, some can be darker. But as you can see, and then just come in and give it a little bit of a blend around where you've got your modeling paste. Not too hard to do.
So a few of them have asked about the stencil.
The Pipart, is it Blossom Dreams?
Yeah, it is.
I don't even, yeah, I should have some. It's a gorgeous stencil, if I may say so myself. But you see how easy this is? Now you can use any color you want. You don't have to use the colors that I'm using. It all depends on what kind of color palette you're going for.
Is it available on your site?
Yeah, it is available. So if I show you, maybe you can see it, but you see when I did the primer gesso willy-nilly, can you see now it's picked up, I'll do close-ups, but it's picked up a grainy look. So you've built texture. Now the second color that I came in with, don't worry about the Flamingo Road, we'll figure something out with that, is come in with this gorgeous Azuro green. And you're just going to do the exact same thing. I'm just following the branches here a little bit. And I'm just doing the leaves and the stems. And we've got some leaves here from the actual stamp.
That floral abundance you used, wasn't it?
And floral abundance, and also braver, stronger is a sentiment, which I haven't put on yet. So just following the tree lines on here. Again, there might be an easier way to do this. And then I'm just coming into the sides to give it some color. So if you notice, I'm not using any water, not spraying any water, which I would normally do. I'm trying to keep it very kind of mellowy piece of work. And just keep going around the edges like this.
Joining still.
Oh, nice. So that's it. You're just going to keep working around the edges like this. Now, for me, I'm just going to again come in, and now you're going to notice you're getting that second color just seeping right through. And just don't worry about doing this. It's not going to ruin it. It's all about creating that effect that we want going on, and the different colors in the ground. And because we've got that white primer down, we don't have to worry about this seeping through anywhere. I really probably could take
Oh,
them.
that looks beautiful, Pip.
Does it look good?
That's lovely. Lush.
Do you like, I love this colour
I'm hoping
combination.
the replay will be a little bit, we've got another, I think it's because I'm so close to you here, that's cleared up again. But it's so nice. I think the whole world is using internet.
I know, I still can't see mine. So basically that's all you're going to do, and you're just going to come in and create different colours. I will finish it off, obviously, and then I'll post some pictures, but this gives you an idea, and you can keep going and keep going and keep creating. I will show you what it kind of looks like right now after I put down some more colour. I can't get enough colour out of this fast enough. You guys are probably like, come on, just pour it out. And
you're going to be using the Kuretake pens as well?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do, just to show you what you can do, is you can come in with your Kuretake pens, and you can actually even further highlight.
I love those pens. I'm in love with them, aren't I?
I know. Just make sure it's dry, but I'll give you a quick example right here. Is look how brighter you can make that. Can you see that, Dolly?
It's all just becoming up. I'm a little bit lag with you because I'm so close to you. You're saying we've got a special offer on the Kuretake pens. Absolutely to die for. Yeah, you can.
So now you can see how that's darkened. I'll show you on this lighter one. Look how beautiful. So if you want to come in and do some blending and do some different tones, you definitely can. But this is all you're basically doing. That was a bit wet. Oh, that's all you're basically doing. You're continuing to just build up your page as you go along, okay? And you can come in with some different colors. You can come in and color it green. It's entirely up to you. Then you can bring the Kuretake pens. You can take them down the side. It's entirely up to you how you want to do this. But do you think we've got enough of a gist of what we're doing?
Yeah, definitely. 100%,
Okay.
100%.
So we have our sentiments here. So with these, I would be gluing them down. Dan, I'm just going to get you to grab the gold wax paste, please.
Okay.
Thank you. So these will come down somewhere. I just love this page. It's just so bright.
What would you like, Anne?
I was just going to get a gold wax page, but it doesn't matter actually. I can show them on the other book, so not to worry. Okay. So I'll probably put that there. I'm going to have to somehow figure out, and I'll probably come over with a modeling paste, or what you can do to make this page really pop. This is what we're going to use, our cutouts. Did we get one of these only? Okay, that's okay. No, that's okay. We can do this just like this. Basically, this is probably how I'm going to end up concealing this somehow. It's just to give you an idea. It's not done, obviously. I've got to put the finishing touches on it. But it'll give you an idea how you can start building up a page. But when you use just the whites background with a plain stamp, a nice crisp stamp, it speaks volumes. And obviously I've got lots more cutouts. You can put them wherever you want, however you want to position them. You can have your sentiments wherever you want them. You can use different sentiments. You could do this here. You could come and conceal this here like this. It's all about how you really want to do this. I don't know if you can see everything now.
It's all good.
How's that looking?
Looking great.
Yeah?
Brilliant, yeah.
So I would have a few more of these. I wouldn't position these here. I would probably change that around. I would also say cut some in half like this to give it that off the page effect. They look really nice when they're cut off in half like this. But that is basically how you are going to create your journal page. And we'll just take a quick step back and let's look at that cover we made earlier. Anybody's got questions, please do let us know. So here's the cover that we created earlier, and what I will do now is go over that with the matte decoupage so that we can protect it.
I can see it all. It's all good.
So
I'm a bit behind, but
yeah. And then this is the completed page. So we're getting there. Very similar. I darkened the edges a little bit on here on mine. I got some tissue paper. The Floral Abundance has this gorgeous butterfly in it, a couple of butterflies. So those are the butterflies you actually see there. The Floral Abundance also has these little leaves, single leaves. I took those and I placed them around here, the single, and I colored them in with the Kuretake pens. But that's the kind of look I was going for today. And the final thing that I did was I came in with gold wax paste and I did it all around my book here. Okay, so there you have it. That is the step-by-step tutorial today, albeit I couldn't see what I was doing. And I think we're good. Are we good, Dali? Dali has one more thing to show you guys.
Yeah. Or you can show it while you're stood there.
Yeah.
We've not got much video camera today. I don't know what we're doing.
Is my face in the video?
No.
Is it coming?
No,
no,
oh my God, don't be scared, don't be scared.
Okay. Okay, so for Dali's, so I was making this journal page and she really liked what I did, just using, literally one set of stamps, 2 colors. And she says, well, I want to do a journal page too. And so she started collaging with her papers. And I just love it because it's so bright. And she has a journal page. And of course, she wants to teach a journal page next Tuesday. So it's going to be a follow-up from this journal page, and hopefully Dali and I are quite different in our styles. You will learn something very different of how she created her page, and that will give you a start to something to doodle in. And all it was a reading book. It can be a journal, a notebook, anything. So without further ado, again, just a regular reading book from the pound shop or dollar store here. and she's going to do her cover. I was actually going to do it for the live this morning, but then I chose to do it on a different book.
Hello, sis.
Hello.
I'm trying to stand on my tiptoes so
There
I can
you
look
go.
as tall as her. Stop it,
There you go. So talk about your book.
Oh, talk about my book. Okay.
Thanks, everybody. I'm just going to go watch the comments for the end. Thank you for joining me, and thanks for putting up with my snivelly nose.
Yeah, it's definitely sniff. So what all I wanted to say was thank you very much for watching us. We do appreciate it. It's lovely that you can join us every Tuesday. I will upload this onto YouTube. I will also, obviously, will be available on Facebook Live as a record. But I will be doing this next week with you. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I need to put it a bit higher, she says. She wants to hide my face. So we'll be doing this next week using, is that right? Is that better?
No, that's you lagging behind this, so we'll get you going.
So hopefully you can join me to do this next week. So there we go. And we're going to say goodbye now because we don't want to keep you, so that you can go and have your supper or you can go and have your brunch, depending on where you are. So if there's anything else that you want to see or anything else you want to do with us, please let us know, because only then can we make those changes. If there's different papers you want us to design, different sizes, different formats, thank you very much for all the feedback. We've had feedback on JPEGs, we've had feedback on US letter size, we've had feedback on so much, and that really does help us. But thank you so much, and thank you, and stay safe, and be careful, and love one another. Bye for now. Pips, too busy taking comments. Come back.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm not sending her back. I'm keeping her.
She's hurting me. Help. All right, see you all. Bye.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.